Hello everyone, my name is Craig and this is a video review of the Nerf Recon CS-6, a spring-powered magazine-fed blaster in the old N-Strike series. A pretty classic blaster. Let's get into the review. For a blaster overview, we're going to take off the attachments. I'll come back to these a bit, but we're going to focus on the bare bones blaster. This is the bare bones blaster here. Starting up at front, there is an N-Strike barrel lug. If you did want to put on a barrel, it does come with its own signature barrel, but you don't have to. That is just an option. Getting up front, there is a tactical rail on the priming handle. I'm not really a fan of those, but why not have it on there at all? There's really nowhere else to place it on the blaster, so I guess so. This blaster is spring powered to prime. This is the priming handle. You do that and put forward. You're ready to fire once. This blaster does not have slam fire. It fires only one at a time. Getting around to the back, there is a stock attachment point to put on whatever stock. It does come with a stock on that. More on that a little bit later. Getting down to the grip is well proportioned and is a very good grip. Anybody with small hands like me or anybody with large hands could use this grip equally as well. It's a really good grip. Getting down to the bottom here, there is a sling mounted down here if you want to use that. Also, there little gimmick feature down here. This is a slot for you to put one secret thing of ammo can go in there. Careful as pushing the darts all the way in there, because you could never see that dart again. I did that with the Recon that I had about 6 years ago, and yeah, it still has a dart in there. So I wouldn't recommend putting anything like an X-shot dart or something in there, like the ones with not like waffle head tip stuff things in there. I wouldn't recommend putting it in there at all. But it's a cool little feature on there. Getting all the way around to the trigger here, the trigger pull is very standard and pretty well light for blasters of the Nerf N-Strike series and of the Elite series. It's pretty basic, right? Getting down to the magazine. Magazine release is ambidextrous on the left and right side. All you have to do is pull that and extend it out. It comes with the 6-round magazine, but it is compatible with all mag types and drum magazines as well. Magwell is extremely smooth, not the smoothest that I've ever felt, but it is still extremely smooth and works really well, right? And of course the blaster is magazine fed, so all you have to do is release the magazine, put the mag in, and shut the slide, and you're good to go. Also up top there is an access door to get your jam, to clear out any jams or malfunctions. During my testing procedure, I actually had to use this a lot. I don't know if it was the darts. I think it might have been the darts or if it's the blaster, but I did have a couple jams while using this one. Hopefully during the firing demo there aren't any, but that is there if you need it. Basically pretty bare bones as far as the rest of the blaster goes. Let's go over the attachments real quick. Starting out with the barrel. Barrel does have a female barrel attachment point, and you can just twist it and slide it back on there. I don't think we need to talk about barrel length or anything like that, but you can put it on there. The barrel itself, let's take this off because that's another attachment in of itself. There's 2 tactical rails on here, double the tactics, alright. You can put pretty much anything really on there that you want on there. There's a little bit of a front flip up sight here. It's not going to help you aim very well, but cool that it does have it on there. Now, the diameter of this barrel is fairly small, so it will negatively impact your performance if you put it on here. Spoiler alert, if you do decide to use the Recon, this is how I recommend using the Recon. Don't put on this barrel at all. Yes, in fact, I only have this barrel because it came with. Just chuck this thing in the trash, right? But that is the barrel attachment thingy on here. Getting to the stock length is pretty good, actually. It's right there, perfect length for me. I'm a pretty short dude, and this doesn't feel too short or too long. This is actually a pretty good stock in my opinion with it. Now, this is not the original version how the stock came. It came with the magazine holder thingy in here. The magazine holder holds the magazine in there a little bit too tight, and it was just an annoyance, so it can actually simply be screwed off with 2 screws, and you can take it off and your stock will look like this. This is the modified stock. I would recommend doing that to your Recon stock if you choose to. Also, that I think personally this looks cleaner than the normal thing. There is a sling attachment point on the stock here, and this little orange thing is how you press down on this and you can release the stock from it. So that's a basic overview of the stock there. Getting on to the final attachment here is the light, the little like light thingy. It's literally a light. It is battery powered. It requires 2 AAA batteries to power on this one. Totally optional if you want to, but for this particular unit to function, if you want the light, it must have batteries, obviously, right? But this can slide onto any tactical rail, or generally right under here as like a little red laser sight thingy. You can press forward these little gray things to make the little circle that comes out like wider, like an actual flashlight. It's a very dim light. It's not going to help you aim or see or anything like that. It's a gimmick with it, but cool, I guess. Style points, good practical points, zippity doodah as far as that goes. Kind of a worthless attachment, but there is an N-Strike tactical rail up top. You can use this as a rail riser if you wanted to, right? I'm surprised that they put that on there. That's pretty darn cool. But also, given this on there, it sometimes looks like a scope, so you can make some weird builds with this, but some really cool ones, especially with ones like the Trooper and stuff. You can make it turn into like an SSG type of thing. But that is that attachment to it. There is one other attachment that this blaster does come with, a little flip-up sight, but when I bought this off of eBay, it didn't come with that. I'm not going to go over it because that attachment is absolute garbage, so I don't really need to go over it. But it's a little flip-up sight thingy that's not going to help you aim or anything with it. That's all that I have to go over this blaster. Let's get into a firing demo. So we're going to put on the modulus chrono barrel attachment here for the chronograph readings, and I'm first going to be firing Nerf elite darts out of the Worker honeycomb mag. This is 15 rounds. And lastly, I'll be firing some X-Shot like waffle head style darts. These are the full length, not the 3/4 length darts. Hopefully I won't have any jams right now, because I had 3 on the last one. That was super annoying. Firing analysis and conclusion of the Recon CS-6. The firing of this blaster was not fun. It wasn't that great at all, and Recon used to be one of my favorite blasters of all time, and that's getting onto that. Let's get into some chrono data, starting off with Nerf elite darts over about a 6 dart average. With that, I shot about 37 feet per second. That is very terrible, even for N-Strike. N-Strike probably goes into the upper 50s, usually, like 40s or 50s. This was about in the 30s. That's pretty bad. With the X-Shot darts, about 42 feet per second, so they shot a bit harder. Those darts, I really like those darts. I would recommend that you go check out some of those darts. I got a lot of them with the Flux and Menace and a couple other X-Shot blasters that I purchased. I got a bunch of darts from there. With that one, nothing really else to add, but I did happen to do a chrono test, which I did not put on camera, but I did put the old orange streamline darts on there. Got an average of 36 feet per second. Now it's a little bit of a different projectile, that one, but only having a 1 FPS difference from the elite darts really good. I think that was more of a blaster than an ammo type, really. So the blaster's not that great. Basically, the other really conclusion with that, the velocity is well below 70 FPS par that you can expect for normal Nerf blasters. I mean, this is old N-Strike. You probably shouldn't expect it from that, but most of my viewers probably aren't expecting that. You're probably watching this video because you're thinking to yourself, hey, should I buy a Recon? Is this blaster actually any good? And how does it stack up to what's on the market right now? No, it's not anywhere close to what's on the market right now. This is old, outdated by like 20 years. Actually, more like 10 years, but yeah, don't go buying this blaster. There was actually I had quite a number of jams with this one. Now, I don't know if it's the darts that swell because of the humidity or if it's the actual blaster. I have still yet to come to a conclusion as to that, because I need time through the firing demo as well as a testing procedure, which I dumped about 15 of those 18 round stick mags, which I don't have 18, I just reloaded it 18 times, but point aside, I had a number of jams with it each time, so I'm thinking that it's the blaster, not the ammo, because most of the ammo is actually pretty brand new, but then again, temperature can set in quickly, so I don't know. Really, the attachments provide nothing on this, but this is a really good bare bones blaster. I know a lot of modders dig this blaster, but I don't really care about the mods. Of course, with mods, this thing can be quite incredible, but bare bones, it's very lackluster to everything that is out there. It was good at the time that it came out, but quickly got outshadowed by the Elite series with this one. I do like the form factor of this blaster. I'm a pistol guy myself, so this is the type of form factor that I'm really looking for with it. Although it's kind of a weird pistol form factor, but it works well. I think so. But I do like the modularity of this blaster. It's really one of the most customizable things that you could have found out of N-Strike back in the day with it. Getting to that, I'm not really going to go over the attachments too much. All of them are really kind of garbage, but that's up to you. If you prefer aesthetics over that, fine, put the attachments over that. Some other really things, I'm going to give you my recommendations as to this blaster. I would not recommend this to anybody except for maybe modders that are looking to make this a high-powered blaster. To stock class nerfers, just go get a Retaliator. It's literally the exact same shell, but just upgraded. Go get a Retaliator. Or even something like a Delta Trooper or a Recon Mark II. All of those are pretty much the exact same shell, and they'll work way better than the Recon. It worked fine for back in the old day, but right now, yikes, right? So definitely not up to modern standards. I would not recommend buying this to really anyone except for, again, modders or something like that, or collectors. There's a lot of collectors that will buy this and never take it out of the package on that one. You could probably still find some of these unopened on eBay and stuff. There's some collectors out there, but also eBay and third-party sites is really where you'll only find these. Speaking of that, I'll get into some marketing here in a sec. But with the Recon, it's pretty much a rarity nowadays. You can still find them plentiful on eBay and stuff, but I'm one of those people who thinks that in like 10 years eBay isn't going to be a thing. But, or that's a, I can't believe I just said that. But in 10 years, I don't think that this thing is going to be on eBay. Really, eBay would probably still be out there with its one. So, in my to buy or not to buy really opinion, I'm going to put this in not to buy again, because somebody's going to comment this in the comments. Unless if you're a modder or a collector, maybe this could be to you. I wouldn't even really offer this to people who are just getting into Nerf. I think that even that velocity for even just plinking around isn't going to be really quite effective. You can have even some better plinker options than the Recon. But if you want to get into Nerf and really just want something basic, maybe it could work for a little bit with it. And so a little bit about the marketing and stuff. It is discontinued. I mean, all the old end strike blasters are discontinued now. This was like, and they were between, what was it, like 2010, 2015 time frame. About that time, really can only find it eBay. This particular model that I bought was about $26, not including shipping. For that one, not too bad. You'll probably find some that are more, some that are probably less, depending on how used you want your blaster to be, but you can't really find these brand new unless if the person that you're buying it from never took it out of the box with that one. So that's pretty much all that I wanted to go over with the Recon CS-6. It's pretty simple. It was pretty good in its time frame, but stacking up to modern times, it's not really that great. Yes, let me know what you think of the blaster in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.